Kansas. The mere mention of the state can be disheartening to the weary-eyed traveler crossing its borders. If thoughts of boring, flat fields comes to your mind when you think of Kansas, well, my friends, you need to get off the interstate. Welcome to Adventure Therapy. Now, a few videos ago, we did a trip video to a state that I never thought we'd go camping, and that was Illinois. Southern Illinois exceeded our expectations, and we really enjoyed that trip. So welcome to round 2 of states we never thought we would go camp in, Kansas. We're in the Flint Hills region of Kansas with some friends, and this trip is turning out to exceed our expectations. And I think it's going to surprise you too. Let's check it out. We actually started this adventure in northern Oklahoma, where we met up with our friends and set up camp on public land next to Blue Stem Lake. Hidden away close by was Blue Stem Falls, an unexpected treat for us. Although it's hard to tell from the video, litter and vandalism have sadly left the stain of callousness on the natural beauty of the area.
Minnie found a curious little friend while we were getting ready to leave and head toward our next camp. Along the way lies a scenic route packed with unforgettable memories and unexpected adventures.
We made our way through the quaint historic town of Pawhuska into the Joseph H. Williams Tallgrass Prairie Preserve. This preserve, at almost 40,000 acres, is the largest protected tallgrass prairie on the planet and is home to over 2,000 free-ranging bison.
we got the big screen tonight. We're going to watch some water crossings and stuff tonight on the big screen.
Hell yeah.
Cool. All right.
Cool.
All right. We're going to come up here. We're going to hit Blacktop and head east. And I think it's like 14 miles or something. Blacktop.
I know that guy.
And then we're going to go north and
We weren't willing to take the chance of picking up any ticks to get a better view of Butcher Falls, but it was still a worthwhile stop. Toots Drive-In provided a tasty late lunch, and from there we split up. Most of our group took the long way to camp via one last, rugged dirt road, but we took the shortest route by pavement to start getting set up. It was a hard day of travel for Alicia, and she was ready to settle in for the evening.
El Dorado Lake State Park would be our base camp for the next 2 nights, and it provided some stunning sunsets for us both nights.
Good morning.
Good morning. We got our professional chefs over here.
I think by definition, professional means paid. So we're amateur chefs.
Yes.
I'll give you $1 just to be professional. Saturday brought us into the heart of the Flint Hills. An endless rolling sea of vibrant greens beneath an overcast sky of bluish gray and happy little clouds. Rocky outcroppings poking out sporadically, reminding you of what's underneath all that greenery and why the area is called the Flint Hills. The only evidence of man for as far as the eye can see is the road we're driving on and the fencing to either side of it. In places, the old rock boundary fencing of past homesteaders. Occasionally, pump jacks can be seen, some still working.
Alicia. Oh, and I missed my shot.
Wild horses are brought into the Flint Hills area through agreements with the Bureau of Land Management and private ranchers. This is done to prevent overcrowding in western public lands and gives these magnificent animals the space they need to free roam thousands of acres of prairie. These wild horses were the #1 thing we were hoping to see. We don't have the equipment to get good long-range shots, so many of our picks turned out like this. Fortunately, Lindsay got some good shots. Teter Rock was the last main stop of the day. James Teter placed a large pile of rocks atop this hill in the late 1800s as a guidepost for homesteaders searching for the Cottonwood River. In the 1920s, when oil was found in the nearby fields, the rocks were used in constructing buildings in the small, newly formed community. But in 1954, the current monolith was placed as a tribute to the original and offers spectacular views all around. At one point on Saturday, Alicia turned to me and said,
This really makes my heart happy.
I questioned what she meant exactly, and she told me,
Just seeing all the animals being able to roam free on all this open land.
whether it was cattle, free-range bison, or wild horses, it made Alicia truly happy to see them living their best life. Although we love exploring beautiful places, it's not always about the scenery, landmarks, or wildlife. Trips like this are about the people you get to share them with. The connections we've made since starting this chapter of Adventure Therapy have been amazing. Just a year ago, we were strangers, but today we consider these crazy people as part of our extended family. There are many others who weren't on this trip whom we hold in the same high esteem, and that's what makes this community so special. Friendships are forged around the campfire, so get out there, find your people, explore more, and stress less. Special thanks to Platinum Overland and Code Red for leading this trip.